Hello and welcome. In today's video, we're going to talk about getting organized, staying organized, and decluttering your spaces. For me, my skincare is no different than the other spaces in my home. Every spring and every fall, I just get this bug to clean out, refresh, and reorganize. I did this last spring, and in that video, I kind of set up a system, but it definitely needs tweaking. Some things aren't working, so hopefully I'll be able to give you some tips along the way to help you stay organized. Staying organized decreases waste, saves us money, and saves us time. So there's lots of reasons to get organized and stay organized. So let's get going and jump into my skincare cupboard. So here's my skincare cupboard. And at first glance, you're probably thinking that's a lot of skincare and it looks pretty organized. And it's true. I have a lot of skincare. I do a lot of reviews for you guys, and I really need to stay organized. So last year in the springtime, I pulled out everything in this cupboard. I put labels on all the shelves. I organized it by skincare category. I put contact paper down for easy cleanup. But I've learned a lot over the last 6 months on how I can reduce the waste and also reduce the time that I'm spending on keeping this organized. Because it's a narrow cupboard and deep, when I reach in, I tend to knock things over. So I spend time reorganizing, picking them up. And if something spills and breaks, I have to take everything off the shelf, wipe it all down, and put it all back. It's a huge time waster. The other thing is if I knock something over and I don't recognize it, I don't see it. Also, because it's deep, sometimes I don't see a product that's kind of tucked in the back. So I have some solutions for this that I'm going to share with you. The first one is to take the things out of the cupboard that I'm using in my daily routines, or that I have just a little bit left that I need to use up. That way, if I'm seeing it, I'm going to use it to reduce waste. The next thing I'm going to do is use these little bins and label them instead of having the shelves labeled, so that I can pull out the product without knocking everything over, or if something spills, it's going to spill in this. I can just rinse this out and put it back without having to reorganize the whole shelf. So those are the few tips that I'm going to do. I'm going to pop back into my bathroom, fast forward this, pull everything out, organize it into a bin, label the bin, and we're going to put everything back in. In between that, we're going to go through each of my categories. We're going to declutter. I'm going to organize things into a pile that we're going to donate, some giveaways, and also what we're going to throw away, things that are expired or no longer working. If you want one of the giveaways, let me know in a DM in my Instagram. So that's how I'm going to work this giveaway. I want to keep your contact information private, so I don't want you to leave a comment with the product that you're interested in and your address in the YouTube comments. What I'd prefer you do is DM me on my Instagram if you see something in the giveaways that looks interesting to you. I'll put down below the time and the date that it's going to close. Actually, we have some exciting news in our family. My son's getting married, so I'm going to be very busy in the next few weeks. So it is going to be time limited, but feel free to DM me if you see there's a product in our giveaway bin that you're interested in, and I'm happy to send it your way. I left in my community post, I guess about maybe a month ago, whether you'd like me to donate everything to Product Beauty Share, have an opportunity for a few giveaways, or just give everything away to Project Beauty Share. And you guys kind of wanted to do the split. Have a few things that would be giveaways and the rest go to Project Beauty Share. I love Project Beauty Share. They are a nonprofit in Seattle, Washington, and I just love sending all my unused products there. They give them away to people in need, and so it's a great little charity that is always in desperate need for feminine hygiene products and beauty products. So if you have extra that you're not using, I'm going to link the information in the description on how you can also donate to Project Beauty Share. So let's get going, decluttering my cupboard and going through all the skincare that I'm not going to be using and that we're going to donate, give away, and throw away. Here's everything I pulled out of the cupboard, and I've already pre-separated them into the bins by skincare step and pulled out the items that I still need to review. There's a lot to go through here, so we're going to go through pretty rapid fire. Then I will label the bins and put them back in the cupboard and show you the final result. The first bin we're going to go through is sunscreens, because sunscreens have a hard and fast expiration date. I have my magnifying glass so I can check the expiration dates and the open lid jar symbols. I also purchased a tiered bin so I can put the sunscreens that I need to use up in the front and the ones whose expiration date is a little bit later toward the back that I know I have some time with. First off, true confession, I used to think I could make my own sunscreen, and I made some sunscreen powders about 6 years ago. I was keeping these as a bit of nostalgia, but they really need to go. I need to clean them out and wash them out and reuse the jars. Anessa sunscreen is one that I recently reviewed that has a later expiration date. The Glow has about half of its life left, this Color Science Glow. So I'll put that toward the middle. Peter Thomas Roth, a beautiful sunscreen, but I've got two of these going. So I'm going to send this one off to my mom. She loves this sunscreen. The Boire UV, also a great sunscreen, but better suited for oily skin types. It's not great on my dry skin, so this is also going to get regifted. One of my favorites of this year, the Blockstar 30 SPF Mineral Sunscreen. That is almost done, and I need to use that up. Another favorite that I tried this summer, which was a little bit too heavy for the summer, is the La Roche-Posay UV Mune. I'm going to put that toward the middle because I need to use that up this winter. Next up is a sunscreen I've really been enjoying, the Neutrogena Invisible Defense Face Screen 60 Plus SPF. It gives a nice glow and it's definitely a keeper, but I definitely need to use it up. It's a little bit lighter weight, so I'll use that up. Here's PCA Skincare Sunscreen. It's a combination sunscreen. I have never reached for this after I tried it. It's okay, but it's also expired. Here's the Dermatology sunscreen. It's their Tinted Universal. This is expired and it's starting to oxidize on my skin. So beware of any tinted sunscreens that are starting to look a little funny with the color. Toss them out and get a new one. This only has a little bit left, so I feel like I've gotten some good use out of it, but it needs to go. Here's the new Summer Friday Shade Drops. I actually want to do a full review for you guys, so I'm going to put that in my review pile. Here's another one that unfortunately didn't work out for me, and I thought I could get my husband to use it because it's very lightweight, and I was really thinking it would look great in a beard. This is the sunscreen by Derm. I heard about it from Dr. Dre almost a year ago, so I know it's expired. It's a shame it didn't work out for me, but it pills with all the skincare that I use because it has a high percentage of dimethicone, so unfortunately I have to throw that out. Strata sunscreen is one I want to review for you guys, so I'm going to put that in my review pile. This is the Verito. It's an Asian sunscreen with all the advanced filters, but there's only a little bit left, and I know it's over a year old, so that has to be tossed out. Here's a sunscreen powder that I was using, but I can't get the powder out. What I need to do is open it up and either find another way to use it or get rid of it. So I'm going to put that aside for using up quickly or tossing out. This is the Everyday Sunscreen by Dr. Jart. I really do not like this sunscreen. I thought I did, but I believe it's a combination sunscreen. It's not something I'm going to use up, so I'm definitely going to be regifting it to somebody else. This is the Acure sunscreen that I reviewed for you earlier in the year, and I really liked this when I first got it. It reminded me of the Biossance mineral sunscreen. It glided on beautifully. It didn't have much of a white cast. It worked well over skincare, but right now, after about 3.5, 4 months, it's starting to separate and I can't get it to work without pilling. So this is going to go into the garbage because it would be useless to regift it. Here's one that was a bit of a disappointment. This is the Tatcha sunscreen, super expensive, great skincare ingredients. The first couple times I used it, I didn't have a problem with it, but then it started pilling. I'm definitely going to be using it up because it has great skincare ingredients. I just need to be really careful what kind of skincare I use underneath it. Also a little disappointed that the packaging is sort of falling apart. So that's going to be at the front of my bin to reuse. Here's the Broad Spectrum Dermatology sunscreen. I definitely love this sunscreen. There's no tint. I've been enjoying this. It's not quite expired, so it's going to go in the middle. This is the Physical Tinted Moisturizer SPF by Dermatology. I have a good portion of this left to go. It's not oxidized. It's not expired. I need to use it up. I have two of these going. I love Evie sunscreen. It's one I use on my way out the door. One's going to go downstairs by the coat cupboard on my way out the door, and one I'm going to leave up here. This is the new Trader Joe's sunscreen that's causing such a stir because it's a dupe for the Supergoop. I really like the sunscreen. It's a chemical sunscreen and I need to use it up. It's about 2/3 done, so I'll put it toward the front. The Baby Bum Mineral Sunscreen, also one that takes a lot of work. I need to use it up. I actually do like this. It's super moisturizing. Here's one of my favorite sunscreens, Biossance. It's a great travel size, so I'm going to put that toward the front because we have some travel coming up. This is my Dr. Jart. This is a sunscreen that I use when I have some redness. It's a great sunscreen for covering up blotchy skin and evening out tone. It's green, which looks a little scary at first, and this one is almost done, so I need to put that in the middle and use it up. Here's a sunscreen stick. I'm going to pass this on to my husband. I'm hoping he'll use it. I just don't like sunscreen sticks, so I'm going to pass this on to him, see if I can get him to get into a better habit of using sunscreen. All right, this was a no-go. I need to throw it out. It was kind of a joke. You could see a reel that I did about it. It was terrible. The white cast is absolutely amazing. It says sheer mineral sunscreen, but it is not. It is not a sheer zinc. It is a very white, pasty sunscreen that's very hard to work with. Even trying to blend it in with some makeup is almost impossible. On the other hand, the one by Cetaphil, this is really easy to put a little bit of foundation over and get to work. If you have kind of Fitzpatrick 1 or 2 skin tone, I think you can get this to work. It's a great middle sunscreen, and I need to use that up. Here is the clear Peter Thomas Roth 45. Now this is the dupe that I was talking about to the Trader Joe's. I will definitely use this up, and if not, pass it on. People with either dark skin tones and with beards will really appreciate both of these sunscreens. They go on clear, kind of give a nice blurring effect. So both of these are lovely. I probably will end up passing this on to a friend and keeping the Trader Joe's. And by the way, this is more like $38 and the Trader Joe's is only $10. So if you're looking for a good dupe and you like the Supergoop or you like the Peter Thomas Roth Clear, this would be a great one for you to try. They can make, I know the exact person to give this to who absolutely loves this sunscreen. This one breaks me out. I'm not sure why, but I know that I'm going to be regifting this to my friend Tamara over at Tamara's Timeless Beauty. This is a new sunscreen that I want to review for you, so I'm putting that in the review pile. Banana cream that needs to go down in my purse, so that will go down there. And this is the Beauty of Joseon. Absolutely love this, only a little bit left. And that's the end of the sunscreen. So let's move on to cleansers. I like micellar waters, I like oils, and I like balms for a first cleanse. I'm not really particular on one or the other. I just like it to get my makeup off. And the first one I want to share with you is the Dermatology Pre-Cleanse. I'm going to be offering this as a gift. So if you'd like to receive this, definitely DM me and my Instagram account because I've already had a chance to review this and I've tried it. Now, it's not as cost effective as the Hada Labo, which is my absolute favorite all-time oil cleanser. Absolutely love this. It looks like I need to order a refill. So I'm going to put that in the front because I need to start using that up. Micellar waters are always great to have on hand, especially for removing really tough waterproof mascara. And I'm trying the Garnier and the Neutrogena at the moment. A balm cleanser that I'm going to have to pass on is the Jane Scrivener Balm Cleanser. I have tried to use this now for a year. It's expired. The expiry date is up and I just need to toss this. It's a really thick balm oily cleanser. It's very hard to get off. I feel like I'm pulling and rubbing my skin. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to toss this out. One of the cleansers that I keep on hand at all times is the CeraVe Renewing Cleanser. The SA stands for salicylic acid. And if my skin's looking a little rough and just needs sort of a gentle resurfacing, I'm always reaching for this. And I also use it if I have some breakouts. So I always have that on hand. A new cleanser that I've been trying that I absolutely love is the Cetaphil Gentle Cleanser, and it actually is going to replace my CeraVe Hydrating Facial Cleanser. This is going to be going into the shower, and I'm going to be using it up as a body cleanser because I like this so much more, and it's very gentle. It's very different from the original formula, not as drying, and I'm really enjoying that. Along with the Aveeno Calm and Restore Nourishing Oat Cleanser, also love this cleanser. It's super gentle. And a new cleanser that I've just been trying is the Mad About Skin Jelly Cleanser. And it reminds me, gives me vibes of this one of my favorite cleansers of all time, the Squalane The Ordinary Cleanser. Love these both. We'll be using this up during the winter. And a lighter cleanser that is a little bit foaming. So I kind of tend to use this more in the summer for whatever reason. It's not as moisturizing, but I do love Vanicream Cleanser. It's super gentle, gets everything off for your second cleanse, and I'm almost done. I only have a little bit left. I don't think I'll be repurchasing this because I have some gorgeous gentle cleansers that I need to get through. So that's the declutter of the cleansers. I'm going to quickly go through hydrating toners and mists. These are 3 that I've been using this summer. The Neogen Real Ferment Micro Mist, the Fulvic Mineral Mist. I often use this with my microcurrent. And one I usually always have on hand is the Sukiyaki Suhada Urea Moisturizing Lotion. I'm going to put those in my caddy so I remember to use those up since they're almost gone. Another one that I was trying out this summer is the Superoxide Dismutase by Niod. It's not one of my favorites, but I do like it for a light hydration, and I need to use that up as well. Few that I'm going to save up for this fall and winter are the Fresh Kombucha Treatment Essence and the new Biphase by Alba. Those are going to be both great for hydration in the wintertime, along with the Josh Rosebrook Hydrating Accelerating Toner, which I absolutely love. One of my favorites, not one of the cheaper ones, but just gorgeous formula. And this is a new one by Suprema that I reviewed for you recently. This is a really expensive mist, and it's very similar to just a basic hypochlorous spray that you can get at the grocery store. So I think this is not worth your money. I'm going to be using these up. I kind of keep these on hand just if I have irritated skin or a cut or a scrape. They're really great sort of antibacterial, antimicrobial. If you have acne, these are great sprays, but like I said, this one's a little bit too expensive. All right, let's move on to the next category. Next are vitamin C's, enlightening brightening toners and serums. I've been using vitamin C derivative formulas this summer to see if I can get a similar result to my traditional L-ascorbic acid from Curology. I'm just about finished with those, and I also purchased a new Curology formula to jump into right when I'm done with these, and we're going to compare and contrast what result I got from the derivative formulas versus what I get from going back on my L-ascorbic acid formula. Also, I tried the Regimen Labs vitamin C. Unfortunately, this is turned, and it also is quite gritty formula that I didn't really enjoy. So I'm going to be tossing this. Obviously, it's expired. At one point, I thought I could make my own vitamin C, and I got the Ordinary's vitamin C powder. But I've since realized this is probably not the best idea. You can get really patchy application, get it too strong in some areas and not enough in others, and it's really not probably the best product to use and mix into other either creams or lotions. So I'm going to be tossing this. On to lightening, brightening serums and toners. This one by Mysama is a staple in my routine. It's got AHAs, PHAs, and BHAs. One that's very similar, but a little bit more gentle, I think, is the Pestle and Mortar Natural Moisturizing Factors with lactic acid. And I'm about halfway through both of those. One that's only got a few drops left is the Elefactor Licorice Root formula by It's Skin, their number 10 formula. And that's a single ingredient formula pretty much with licorice root, which is nice and brightening. Another one I really need to finish up pretty quickly is the Glycolic by Drunk Elephant. There are a couple mandelic acid formulas that are really nice. If you're just jumping into starting exfoliating acids, mandelic acid is a nice one to start with. The Watery Skin Prep by Wishtrend is a little bit lighter formula. The Ordinary's is a little bit heavier, but if you have acneic skin or irritated skin, this is a great one to start with. I have a friend whose daughter I know is going to love these, so I'm going to pass them on to her and regift those. These are some glycolic pads that I got at the dermatologist's office. They have glycolic, vitamin A, C, E, and CoQ10. I'm using these on my décolleté. They're just pads. I haven't opened these yet, but they're just pads that I use for exfoliating my décolleté. I'm on a series of IPL and Fraxel treatments to get rid of sun damage. Next up is hydroquinone. I do use these for lightening and brightening, but I'm cycling off these right now and using my L-ascorbic acid derivative formulas. I always keep a little bit of azelaic acid on hand for decreasing redness. This isn't the most elegant formula, but I always like to have a little bit of azelaic on hand. You also find it a lot in multiple formulations these days, so it's not too hard to find, but it's great for decreasing redness. Niacinamide, and I'm going to be tossing this because it's expired. This is the Il Maquillage Power Repair Serum. It's an anti-aging serum with AHAs, BHAs, and PHAs. It's super gentle at exfoliating. I did a review for them. I really enjoyed using this. I only have a little bit to use, so I need to use that up in my nighttime routine. All right, that's it for lighteners, brighteners, and exfoliators. Next up are treatment serums with antioxidants, peptides, and hydrators. I'm going to go through the ones that only have a little bit left, move them up to my caddy that's going to sit on my shelf. I'm also going to check expiration dates, throw those out. And I also wanted to point out the Advanced Night Repair by Estee Lauder. I'm going to be gifting, so that goes in the gift basket because I already have one. So I'm going to go through this really quickly and check my expiration dates. I'm going to go through eye products and moisturizers the same way, throwing out expired products, regifting products that I'm just not using. I'm also going to sort my moisturizers into the lighter weight gel moisturizers that I've been using this summer and that are almost finished, and then putting those into my caddy and putting the winter moisturizers in my cupboard for later on this fall and winter. I'm going to be doing the same thing with my facial oils, my retinoids, and the masks that I use once a week, decluttering all of this. Then I'm going to go through my PR off camera, pick out all the items that are duplicates or that I won't be reviewing, put them in the gift basket, show them to you. You can choose something as a gift and DM me on the Instagram page if you'd like to receive it. Whatever's left over, we'll pass on to Project Beauty Share, and then I'll show you some pictures of the final result of our complete organize and declutter of my closet. I just finished labeling and sliding all the bins into my cupboard. There's so much more room now. I cannot wait to show you. But in the meantime, let's go through what was taking up so much room in my closet that I just really didn't need. There were a bunch of boxes and brochures that need to be recycled. I have a third of a bin of trash that needs to go. a basket of items that need to be regifted, and a whole bunch of items that I need to donate or gift to you. If you'd like to receive any of these items, please DM me at Beyond50Skin on my Instagram account. Give me your name and address and the item that you'd like to receive in gifting. Anything left over after 6 p.m. Monday, September 20th, Mountain Time, I'm going to be sending on to Project Beauty Share. So let's get going on what I have in my gifting basket. There's the Weleda Skin Food Light and Original. These are moisturizers. I also have 2 moisturizers from Evie Technology, not to be confused with their SPFs. I have the Oskia Restoration Facial Oil. I also have 2 products from Revitalash. One is their brow and lash mask, and this is their brow serum. I use the lash serum alternating with my Bimatoprost, so these are kind of duplicates for me, and I also use my Bimatoprost on my brows to keep them full. A really interesting product that my friend Sherry at Sherry Approved loves is the Solar Wave LED wand, and it comes with their activating serum. I use the current body mask, so this would be a bit of a duplicate for me, so I wanted to pass this along. This is the Peter Thomas Roth Matte Sunscreen SPF 45. This is a little bit too drying for my mature dry skin, so I wanted to pass it on to someone who has maybe normal to oily combination skin who might appreciate this. This is a trial size Retinol 24 by Olay. I purchased this for a friend, but she decided to get the full size. This is a little travel size. Here is a hyaluronic acid serum from Current Body if you're needing a hyaluronic acid. It has multiple weights of hyaluronic acid in it. This is also a vitamin C from Clean Skin Club, and I'll look up and put down below whether it's a vitamin C derivative or L-ascorbic acid. I'm not sure about that. So I will definitely read about this and put that down below, and you can decide if that's something for you. I also received an iMethod lip plumper, and this just isn't the right color for me, so I thought I'd regift that. I have the Estee Lauder Advanced Night Repair Serum. And this is a really interesting product. This is the Mesolift microneedling tool. I have the face tool that can be used with the neck and the face. And this is the neck tool. So I thought that I would regift this to someone who wants to work on revitalizing their neck and was interested in microneedling. Next up is the Maylove Facial Scrub. I don't use scrubs on my face. They're a little bit too harsh for my mature dry skin. I also have the Dermatology Pre-Cleanse Oil, the Maylove Moonlight, which I'm actually really enjoying. This is just a duplicate product. I already have one that's open and I'm using. This is a retinaldehyde formula. And last but not least, the Maylove Niacinamide. I have niacinamide in so many of my products that I just wanted to pass this along to someone else who wanted to try some niacinamide. And here, last but not least, are the samples that I received. These are going directly to Project Beauty Share. I wanted to show you, I was able to get all of my devices in one little bag instead of having the cords all strewn around the bottom of my closet. I'm going to hang this little bag by my sink and use my beauty devices like I do every evening and every morning, and I'll have them right there next to me. So now let's go into my closet. I'm going to show you how much more space I have after decluttering and reorganizing. On the top shelf, I put products that I'm getting ready to review. On the next 2 shelves, I have my skincare organized by skincare steps, starting with cleansers and ending with sunscreen. On the next shelf down, I have my PM skincare and my body skincare. And the biggest surprise of all is I have a completely empty shelf, and the lower shelf has only a few items. So I've created a lot of space for myself by decluttering and reorganizing, and I'm really excited about how easy it's going to be to get into my shelves and out of my shelves without knocking everything over. And if something does spill, it's going to be so easy to just take out one of the bins and clean it up. Here's how I decided to organize my sink area. I put all my beauty devices in a little bag on the towel hook next to the sink as a visual reminder to use them every day. I also put skincare items that are getting ready to expire or that are almost empty in this caddy on the sink, so they're not tucked away in a cupboard or a drawer. So I remember to use them and I don't create waste. Thanks for joining me for today's video on getting organized, staying organized, and decluttering. If you enjoyed today's video, consider subscribing to the Beyond 50 Skin community. We have a lot of fun here with skincare, hair care, and makeup. Definitely click that notification bell so you don't miss my next upload, and definitely give this video a thumbs up. Thanks very much for joining me and wishing you a skintastic day.